My beloved soul, I know that silence has at times been deafening. You cried out, prayed, sought my presence, and often, the only answer that seemed to return was the echo of your own voice. You looked at your problems, your long waits, your barren times, and the lack of a visible miracle and audible answer may have planted the most painful of seeds in your heart. Doubt, the feeling of being abandoned. In the stillness of sleepless nights, you wondered, "Where are you, God? Why are you quiet? Have you forgotten me?" Today I've come to break this silence, not with the sound of thunder, but with a clear understanding that will calm your spirit. I want you to grasp the truth about my periods of seeming stillness. What I'm about to share with you can change your life because you'll understand that my silence was never absence. It was focused activity. It was never indifference. It was careful preparation. Even in the silence, my child, I was always working for you. You saw the lake's surface still, but I was deep below, moving currents, nurturing life, getting the ecosystem ready for the blessing to come. You judged my work by what your eyes could see on the surface, but my deepest, most powerful work is almost always done unseen, in secret, in silence. Your feeling of being abandoned was, in truth, a time of my most intense focus on your life. Before we go on, type this statement of faith in the comments. God is with me every step of the way. By doing this, you are declaring with your words the truth your heart is about to fully grasp, aligning your belief with my understanding. Now, continuing the message, I invite you to look back at each of those quiet times, no longer with the pain of loneliness, but with the curiosity of a student about to learn the master's secrets. Each of those silent valleys had a purpose, a specific task I was carrying out. And today, I'm going to show you what I was building in the stillness. My precious soul, to understand my work in the silence, picture yourself as my most valuable masterpiece. A sculptor working on their most precious marble doesn't make noise the whole time. There are long periods of quiet observation, planning, delicate touches that from a distance seem inactive. That's how it is with me and you. My silence was, first and foremost, a work of preparing you. There were blessings you asked me for that. If I'd given them to you right away, would have broken in your hands. You didn't have the emotional structure, the spiritual maturity, or the wisdom to handle them. So, in the silence, I was your craftsman. I used the sandpaper of patience to smooth out your impulsive edges. I used the chisel of trials to carve resilience into you. I used the polish of waiting to give you a shine of humility and reliance on me. What you felt as a frustrating delay was me, in a deep act of love, making sure the gift I had for you wouldn't become a burden. I was more interested in strengthening the hand that would receive the blessing than in simply handing over the package. I was building in you the ability not just to receive the miracle, but to sustain it, multiply it, and thrive through it. Your waiting wasn't a punishment. It was your promotion in disguise. It was your intensive training for the next stage of your life. And because the training was so long and rigorous, rest assured that the promotion awaiting you is of extraordinary magnitude. I don't invest so much time and silence in small projects. Now, before we go on with this message, type in the comments, "I trust the Lord." By doing this, you are validating your entire process. You are saying, "Father, even without understanding, I trust you are working." It's your amen to my sovereign wisdom. If this message resonated with you and you want to support this mission, click "Thanks" and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Continuing, besides preparing you, my silence was also a work of preparing the stage around you. You were focused on your own door, but I was behind the scenes, talking to the gatekeepers of other doors, aligning the streets, synchronizing the clocks. Your blessing didn't just depend on you. It depended on an ecosystem of people and circumstances that needed to be perfectly aligned. My silence for you was my time of negotiation and orchestration with the other elements of your miracle. My blessed soul, my work in the silence wasn't just about preparation. It was also about intense protection. There were battles fought on your behalf in heavenly realms you never knew about. You slept, perhaps feeling forgotten, but I was positioning my armies to guard your dreams and your future. The enemy of your soul, seeing the glorious destiny I planned for you, launched attacks to try to mislead you, discourage you, destroy you. and my apparent silence was often my most effective war strategy. I kept you quiet, under my wings, so you wouldn't become a visible target. I hid you in my shadow so the enemy's arrows would pass over you. What you felt as isolation was, in truth, your safe hiding place. Beyond spiritual battles, I worked quietly to protect you from yourself and your own well-intentioned but misguided desires. How many times did you ask me for an open door that I knew would lead you down a path of pain? How many times did you cry out for a relationship to last that I knew would become toxic? How many times did you beg for a shortcut that would make you miss the most important lessons of your path? My silence, in those cases, was my most loving answer. It was my protective no. It was my wise wait. I loved you enough not to give you what you wanted in order to keep you for what I knew you needed. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you've been waiting for is in this verse, Psalm 91:1, which says, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." This has been your address, my child, even when you didn't feel it. My silence was that protective shadow. Type in the comments, "I receive this message and am blessed," and send love and protection to someone you care about, declaring that they too are safe under the shadow of the Most High. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a thanks and help spread this message of light. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it now. By subscribing, you stay connected to this stream of understanding that strengthens your faith. Now, continuing the message, look back now with this new light. See that door that didn't open. See that relationship that ended. See that plan that failed. Don't see them anymore as failures or as signs of my absence. See them as what they truly were, my acts of silent protection. I was always working for you, even when it seemed I was working against you. My beloved soul, my deepest work in the silence wasn't external but internal. The world saw your life on pause, but I was performing the most delicate and complex surgery on your soul. There are healings that can only happen in stillness. There are transformations that require the absence of distractions. Your time of quiet was your spiritual recovery room. It was then that I could reach the oldest wounds in your heart, those you'd covered with the bandages of daily life. Childhood rejection, youthful betrayal, the losses of adulthood. In the noise of everyday life, you could ignore them. But in the stillness they surfaced, and when they did, I was there with my healing balm. The process might have been painful, like cleaning an old wound, but it was absolutely essential. I couldn't build your glorious future on foundations of unresolved pain. I was healing your past to set your future free. It was also in the quiet that I could purify your motives. You began your walk with me, perhaps, with a heart that sought my blessings more than me, the blesser. And in the quiet, when blessings seemed far off, you faced a choice. Would you love me for who I am, not just for what I can give you? This was your trial by fire. And by choosing to keep seeking me, even when rewards seemed absent, your love for me was refined. It turned to gold. You moved from the faith of a child seeking gifts to the faith of a bride seeking only the bridegroom's heart. And nothing brings me greater joy. For this healing and purification to be complete, forgiveness was essential. And the quiet gave you space to face the need to forgive others, and most importantly, yourself. In the comments, list people, including yourself, you wish to forgive. Picture each one, send them love and say, "I forgive you and set you free. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice daily to strengthen your inner peace and ease anxiety. By doing this, you are consciously taking part in my healing work, removing the last traces of infection from your soul. The quiet wasn't empty time. It was your special spa time. It was your spiritual rehabilitation. The woman emerging from this period of quiet is not the same one who entered. She is more healed, purer, stronger, and now she is ready. My precious soul, as a result of all this unseen work of preparation, protection, and purification, something extraordinary has happened within you. You may not have noticed, but you've changed. Your inner structure has been strengthened. I want you to recognize and honor the fruits the quiet has brought forth in you. The first fruit is resilience. Before, life's small storms shook you deeply. Now you've weathered a hurricane in silence and remained standing. Your ability to withstand pressure, adapt to change, and rise after a fall is incomparably greater. You've become like an oak, whose roots deepened in drought, making it unshakable for future storms. The second fruit is wisdom. Not knowledge from books, but wisdom born of experience and closeness with me. In the quiet, you learned to tell my voice from the voice of anxiety. You learned to wait, to observe, to trust the unfolding. This wisdom has made you a valuable counselor, a rock of stability for others. You now carry in your spirit a treasure that can only be gained in the valleys of stillness. The third fruit is empathy. Your own experience of feeling alone and misunderstood opened your heart to the pain of others in a way prosperity never could. You can now look at someone hurting and offer not empty cliches, but genuine comfort, an understanding that says, I know, I've been there. Your pain has been turned into your ministry. Your healed wound has made you a healer of souls. These fruits, resilience, wisdom, and empathy, are your new spiritual superpowers. They are the tools with which you will build your next season. They are the qualities that qualify you for the new level of purpose I am calling you to. The quiet didn't steal anything from you. It gave you everything essential. It stripped you of what was fragile and clothed you with what is eternal. You entered the quiet as a seed and emerged as a tree ready to bear fruit. Acknowledge this transformation. Be thankful for it. You are no longer the same, and that is cause for great celebration. My blessed soul, with this new strength and maturity, what is the purpose of all this? My silent work in you wasn't just for your own good. It was so you could now become my voice in someone else's quiet. Your story of perseverance amidst my seeming absence has become your most powerful message. You now have the authority to go to those in the desert you just crossed and tell them with conviction, don't give up. He hasn't forgotten you. His quiet isn't absence, it's work. I am living proof. Your testimony will be the rope of hope that pulls someone from the pit of despair. You become the answer to someone's prayer. You become the sign you once sought yourself. I am commissioning you today to be an ambassador of faithful quiet. Your mission is to reinterpret God's quiet for a generation accustomed to noise and instant gratification. You will teach, not with words, but with your life, the beauty of waiting, the power of trust, and the certainty that the most important work happens unseen. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple Lord, may our story show your faithfulness in the quiet, connects your purpose with many others who went through the same experience. What the enemy meant to use to isolate and destroy you, the quiet, I now turn into your greatest platform. Your pain has become your pulpit, your waiting has become your lecture, and your victory, which is about to appear, will be your irrefutable proof. No longer see your past quiet as a time of shame or loss. See it as your college, your graduate studies in the Spirit. And now, you've graduated with honors, ready to teach, to lead, to comfort. Your greatest purpose wasn't before the quiet, nor during it. It begins now because of it. My precious soul, how do you live, starting today, with this new understanding? How do you honor the work I did in the quiet and cooperate with what I'm about to do in the sound? Your new life comes down to one word, trust, but a new level of trust. Not the childlike trust that demands constant proof, but the mature trust that rests in the certainty of my character, regardless of circumstances. The first practice of this new trust is gratitude for the experience. Look back at your time of quiet, and instead of regretting it, be thankful for it. Father, thank you for the time you prepared me. Thank you for the lessons I learned in the stillness. Thank you for working for me, even when I couldn't see it. This gratitude for the experience seals your healing and positions you to receive what's coming with a humble and wise heart. The second practice is attentive listening. Having learned to hear me in the quiet, don't lose that skill now that life's noise might grow. Keep cultivating moments of stillness. Keep valuing my soft, gentle voice. Your greatest strength won't be in speaking, but in continuing to hear my guidance for every step of your new season. The third practice is active patience. Now that you know your blessing's arrival is near, the temptation might be to grow anxious. Resist that. Wait with active patience. Keep doing your part daily, spreading kindness, living with integrity. But do it from a place of rest, knowing the ultimate outcome is secure in my hands. Your peace on the eve of a miracle is your greatest declaration of faith. And then, practice anticipatory celebration. Start celebrating the victory you don't yet see with your physical eyes. Thank me for the door that has already opened in the spiritual realm. Sing songs of triumph. Speak words of hope. Your anticipatory celebration is the sound heaven is waiting for to release the final unfolding. You are no longer just waiting for a miracle. You are welcoming it. My beloved soul, we've reached the end of our discussion and the start of your vindication. The veil has been lifted. The mystery of my silence has been uncovered. Together, we've seen that every quiet moment was an act of preparation, protection, and purification. You've recognized the fruits of resilience and wisdom that grew in your wilderness. You've received your calling as an ambassador of my faithfulness, and you now hold the keys to step into this new season with mature confidence. What seemed like a period of abandonment in your story was, in reality, a time of the deepest, most transformative closeness between us. And now, this period concludes, not with a period, but with a fanfare. The phase of silent, unseen work is ending. The phase of audible, visible display is beginning. From my side, I promise you, the work I've done in secret, I will honor publicly. Your faithfulness through trials will be rewarded with a blessing far exceeding your expectations. Your long wait will turn into a lasting celebration. Your part, my daughter, is simply to walk in the truth I've shown you today. It's refusing to let the old lie of abandonment find a place in your mind again. It's seeing yourself as I see you, healed, strong, wise, and ready. I want you to leave this time together with your spirit at peace and your heart ablaze. The peace of knowing you were never alone, and the flame of anticipation for what I'm about to do. The silence served its purpose. Now prepare for the sound of my voice declaring your victory, the sound of chains breaking, the sound of your own joyful laughter. It's coming. If this message resonated with you and your situation, type in the comments. God's work in my life is unfolding now. Share your experiences in the comments about how this message helped you reframe the quiet times in your life. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more faith-based content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.